Hello folks, welcome once again to Narrowboat Natterings. Here we go. So this is vlog number 86 and it's actually a continuation of vlog number 84. Now if you've seen 84, you'll recall me saying we were going to visit some friends of ours who have a Harry Potter themed pub in their back garden. Well, that happens in this vlog. Woohoo! So it's also an opportunity to see some of the highlights that this small section of the Trent and Mersey has, and it also shows just how confident Mrs Lumsden is now getting at the tiller. God help us all. Morning, mate. I bet you had a good view of those towers coming down, didn't you? Oh, you missed it? Yeah. There's another boat coming, I'm sorry. Of course, most boaters would agree with me in saying that at a point where you'd least like to see a boat is the point that you are inevitably going to meet one coming the other way. It's just the way it is. Every time you come to a place where you can go down a lovely wide canal and you'll get to a piece where there's a bush sticking out and there's a moored boat opposite it and there's a boat coming the other direction. That's where it will be. Blind bends, bridge holes, that's where the boat will be. You might not have seen anybody for hours and there they'll be, in the spot that you need. It's just the way it is. A bit tight. Morning. Typical.
Yeah, it's always the same.
The water here is actually very clear, you know. It doesn't look it at first glance. It's not until you see another boat come past and you see that the silt that starts to bloom under the water, you realise that what looks dirty isn't. I've just seen quite a lot of really tiny fish, you know, proper fry new fish, and they were a fair depth down, a good few inches down in the water. So it's surprising actually. You look at a canal and you think, oh, that looks a bit green, but actually very clear. Again, a reference back to one of my previous videos where I showed you how clear the water was in Birmingham city centre. Remember me saying earlier that I'll show you how this water is, the clarity of this water. So, wine glass, dirty water. Look at that. Look at that. That's inner city Birmingham. Dirty old canal. It's absolutely crystal clear. Go figure. You look at it and you think this looks like a dirty old oil tar pit thing because it's very black in Birmingham water. But again, it's all about what's on the bed of the canal, what's sort of shadowing the water, and actually it's as clear as tap water. Right, I'm going to stop waffling for a bit and I'm going to push on a bit because I do want to get turned around and moored up and make sure that I've got internet connection so that I can do my online work. we go, quick turn of the boat. It's all about getting a bit of momentum going as far as I'm concerned when I'm doing it. I'm only 47 foot, so it's no big deal for me. Those guys who are 60 plus, obviously gets a bit more difficult, but I find if I can get the back end moving round, then when you then put it into reverse instead of hitting the bank with your bow, as you go into reverse, it still continues to go in the direction that you want it to go, but you're pulling your bow away from the bank. And then that starts to stop the movement sideways eventually. So you then need to put a bit of thrust on with a full tiller. And it starts to push that movement around again, and then you can do the same. Once that movement starts to go, by going into reverse, it doesn't actually stop the turning movement, it just stops the bow from hitting the bank. Does that make sense? And there she sits, look, all moored up nice and tightly, sitting there nice and peacefully. No me or Mrs L jumping all around her and making her rock, as we do. It's always lovely to look back on your boat when you've got it moored up, I always find. Always nice. Right, where's that supermarket? So here we have King's Bromley Marina. So a really nice, pretty, well-established marina this. It was created in 2002. I think it had an extra pond added in around about 2004. Got 275 berths in here, so it's a big marina, very popular marina. Does all the usual stuff, you know, all the chandlery, the fuel, the little shop, all that sort of stuff. I think they do a little bit of boat hire too. So it's ideally located here for north or south. So it's a great little spot, really nice marina. And places like this always intrigue me. So potentially some really beautiful houses hidden behind there. You know, you think you've got all this beauty that's around us, and then, you know, they could be fantastic, couldn't they? A lovely garden leading out onto the canal, be great. This is actually called Bromley Wharf, so this must have done some trade in its time back in the day. I mean, it's not exceptionally old, but potentially 100 years, I don't know, something like that. You can see all the old doors that used to lead out directly to the canal side, and there's a space for mooring down there where the wall drops low. So yeah, interesting. I wonder what this place was. This is another spot that we always enjoy when we come past. I like this little place, but just a lovely little spot just for a few boats. There's the work shed over there. And sometimes it's just lovely to get off the boat and find that bit of peace and quiet, that bit of tranquility, and just sit and watch the other boats go by, you know, say hello from the bank instead of from off the boat. It's just really nice, you know. Now, this particular area coming through here, I always really enjoy this. It's called Black Slough Woods, and there's a lot of rhododendron bushes all sort of line the canal. It's really pretty place. Now, I believe there's a bit of controversy around it now because I think HS2 is going to have some effect on that, which is a a tragic shame. I can't see much other reference to it. I read up a little bit about it, and apparently there's been a lot of protesting and stuff, but I didn't think this was where the route was, but it might be on the second phase, the bit that goes north of Birmingham, not the bit that's going to London. So yeah, that would be a great shame. So yeah, where I am at the moment, Kings Bromley is actually a mile or so in that direction. At Kings Bromley, I am actually a partner in a business. Not many of you know that I'm a part of a theatre supplies company, so costumes, props, scenery, furniture, stuff like that, scripts. We've got some panto scripts as well. So yeah, dabbling a little bit of that. I mean, that's took a hit, obviously, in the last year or so, but it seems to be coming back now. We're about to do a bit of a relaunch and a bit of an open day. So if there's anybody out there that shares my passion for theatre and stage and all that sort of stuff, give us a shout. We might be able to help you out. And it's not just for stage anymore. Do you know what I mean? It could be for hotel foyers or photography studios who might want a gramophone or whatever it is. You know, we can supply those sort of bits. So do give us a shout. It's called The Theatre House, and it's at Kings Bromley in Staffordshire. Could do with a coat of paint, couldn't it? So this is the lovely Wood End lock. It's the first of 3 locks that descends down towards Fradley if you're travelling south on the Trent and Mersey. Nice little cottage there, nice little lock. There's moorings top and bottom of the lock, so it's a great little position. There's Mrs Lumsden, you can see her there, like hobnobbing with the other boaters, all hoity-toity, no doubt, no doubt. And so with Fradley Junction being such a popular spot, it very often has volunteers on the 2 or 3 locks that come through the main section, so that's good, keeps it flowing a bit, keeps a bit of order. There's never any sort of wasted time when there's a couple of volunteers knocking about. So thank you to them. Brilliant stuff. Thanks, sir.
There is a boat coming up.
Okay. So, welcome to the Leaky Cauldron. This place was just going to be my mate Dave's little lockdown project to create a summer house in his garden. But if you knew Dave like I knew Dave, nothing's that simple. He just goes to town with anything. He's an absolute perfectionist. This place is incredible. Look at this. So he ended up doing a bit of a Harry Potter theme to it. So I suppose we have to be careful that we don't breach any sort of copyright regulations and stuff. But, Dave, speak to the world.
All right, hello the world.
Well,
Welcome to my Harry Potter pub.
there you go. That's Dave, the landlord of this fine establishment. This is Deb. She doesn't want to. The world doesn't want to see Deb. Apparently, well, Deb doesn't. But Deb, you're beautiful. You look great on the camera, darling. Great. And there's no moving on. So yeah, there's an owl up there. So this is the Leaky Cauldron, not far from the Trent and Mersey Canal, Staffordshire. So there's that. All this. Dave's done all this himself. You can see.
And look at the. Oh, that was right. We went to a shop in Scotland, in Edinburgh.
Gryffindor.
And there's a strip.
So, isn't it beautiful? Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Mrs Lumsden now really starting to get that confidence. I can leave her alone on the boat. I jump off. She gives me a bit of a glare, but nevertheless she cracks on. But she's really quite confident now. She's not keen when there's another boat coming in the opposite direction. That's probably the time that she's most skittish. Let's call it skittish. And if I'm about, she will generally say, "Here you go, you take this, you do it." So, but other than that, you know, she's looking really good now, nice and stable. She knows exactly what to do. She's good in and out of the locks as well. So, yeah, fair play to her. She got there in the end. Good old Mrs. M. Now, in my experience, moorhens are extremely nervous. They're nowhere near as brave as ducks. But this little fella here, woof, coming up the ropes, taking bread from the hand, he was brave. Oh, mind she, it could be she, of course. I mean, I'm not going to be sexist towards moorhens.